Okay, here we go. So we're going for 5 rounds. We are doing a 500-meter row, 10 hang power cleans, and 20 wall balls. And this is a qualifier from the Fittest Championship or the Fittest Festival or something like that. I'm not actually sure what it's from, but it took us about 20 minutes. I'm doing it with Caitlin. We're starting off here with the row. My goal for this workout was to be at 20 minutes, so that would put me at 2 minutes for the row, 1 minute for the hang power cleans, and 1 minute for the wall balls. I think the RX weight was 20 pounds and 14 pounds. Caitlin's doing the full thing RX. I'm doing it with a 30-pound ball just because I think that recently, since the Open, I haven't really used 20-pound ball. I've been trying to only use the 30-pound ball, so when the Open rolls around, that 20-pound ball feels nice and light. So here we are. We'll just skip through some of the rowing here because it's pretty boring. And we're just gonna, for both of our sakes, we're kind of just recording the Metcons to see, what those transition times look like and where we can shave time off. I was talking with Caitlin after we finished the workout, and it's also like just being on camera and like knowing that you're gonna look back at this kind of helps you pick up the pace just a little bit. So here we are onto the 10 hang power cleans. These all felt fine. My goal for everything was just to go unbroken, so rest appropriately so I could pick the bar up and just go unbroken because I feel like you can go way faster with these movements if you just do them without stopping versus doing like 2 sets, because the amount of time you stand there and stare at the bar or stand and stare at the wall ball just kind of eats away. And so I'm probably only going to show like the first, middle, and last round here, just because it's a long workout and it's boring. But yeah, one thing that I do want to point out though, so I'm sure Caitlin is going to watch this, is if you watch Caitlin do her wall balls, she kind of grabs the wall ball and then she brings it down into her chest a little bit more than I do. I've seen people do wall balls like that. It's usually a little bit slower, so, I would recommend trying to, you can see I kind of try and keep the wall ball a little bit closer to my chin and not let it bring me down as much. Caitlin does a good job of staying upright, but the ball still comes down. She just says it's just extra distance, so you have to push the wall ball. So, if at all possible, I would keep that, I don't know what's going on here. Keep that going, like in the chest. Or, in the chin a little bit more than the chest. So here we go, we're just going to go through the rowing. I think this is around the 3rd round. We've finished the row. And we're both getting back on the barbell. I'm not sure what's going on with the video here. So again, just trying to go unbroken here. Oh, that's a pretty face there. So luckily, I was able to do all of the power cleans unbroken. I think in my 4th set of wall balls, I did 10 and 10. I tried to pull away from Caitlin here because I hopped right on the barbell, but you can see I just get super tired. Bending over, lots of wasted rest time, and then I think here's when I rest and Caitlin does a really nice job of just going straight to the ball. She's going to pick it up, and then I think she drops me here, so she'll start her wall balls. I'm going to watch her do a couple, and then I'll jump on the ball, and then at that point she was just a little too far for me to catch. If you've done a workout like this, you probably know the only place you can really speed up is in your rest time, and pause it. Only time you can speed up is in your rest times, and both in the rowing, obviously. But you can only cycle moderately loaded barbell and wall balls as fast as anyone else. There's not really anyone that can do them much faster than the next person, as long as you're keeping these nice and smooth, and then you're not resting on the wall balls. Those movements will both take like pretty much the same amount of time per rep. So if we move forward, here we are in the row on the 4th round. Let's see. My splits for the rowing, I think, were I was around 148 for the first 3 500s, and then the second two, or I mean the last two, I was I think around like a 151, 152. So here, since I was a little bit faster on the row, I was able to catch Caitlin there, even though she dropped me on that wall ball. But then here, she's just gonna go straight to that bar, and I think I rest here, and then this is when she really drops me. So yeah, it's a pretty speedy transition by Caitlin. I spent a lot of time just kind of standing there, hands on my knees, I was wiping the sweat off. I think I was pretty sweaty, so I had to use the t-shirt to wipe the wall ball off at one point. But there, Caitlin's, what, like 4 or 5 reps ahead of me? And then at this point, I mean, I break my wall balls here, and from then, it's all over, you know? Caitlin, I think, breaks also, so I think, I don't know, I didn't actually count, but I think Caitlin does around 10. And then Caitlin's going to drop it, and then I will go with her, and then I'll do my first set of 10 when she finishes her set 10, and then, like, her second set of 10. And then she ends up getting back to the rowing machine, like, 1 rest period plus 10 wall balls ahead of me. And then, like, we're in that last round, so she kind of just went. Wasn't really, I don't think she rested much in that last round. I was still resting a little bit. So that 4th round there, wall balls look good. And then let's see. You can just see the lovely face of self-loathing that I have going on there. That's amazing. Still, Caitlin, I think she was at like 156-ish at the beginning. And she dropped off towards like 203 at the end, so she also dropped by a similar amount of splits that I did. I was just trying to stay like 10 splits ahead of her on the rowing, because I knew if I did that, then I could kind of catch back up to her when we got back to the barbell. So like here, still, I think she's like 5 or 6 reps here. Even more, maybe. I don't know why the video's not rendering. So yeah, she's already on the wall ball, and she'll go unbroken here for those last set of 20, and then I think I'll finish my power cleans. I'm going to rest a little bit longer here. So Caitlin's going to finish out her wall balls. I just finished my last set of 10 power cleans. Just a nice long rest period here. Still just time there and we could shave off. Although I must say, opposed to yesterday's workout, I did not spend nearly as much time chalking up, which is good. That's an improvement. And I ended up staying with my goal time. We came out a little bit fast, and I think the first 2 rounds only took us 3 minutes and 30 seconds when I'd projected them to take about 4. So that means that our final rounds were a little bit slower. However, Caitlin, I don't know what her exact time was. I finished in 1954, I think. So you can go back and do the math, figure out when Caitlin finished, because we don't have the clock in the frame. But other than that, finish out those wall balls basically, and then you know how it goes. Just kind of hanging out. So I'll pause that, and then the other stuff that we did today, or that I did today, at least, we have, I'm going to bring this over here, and we got this guy. So we did polarized training on the assault bike, so it's basically 30 minutes as fast as you can. Or not as fast as you can, at endurance pace, and then every like 5 minutes, you take a 7-stroke sprint basically, and then when you return to base pace, you cannot like drop below your steady state pace, I guess. So yeah, those 30 minutes, decent amount of calories there. And then I was gonna show the heart rate here, just because I think it's interesting. You can see the spikes. Like I probably started around here because I started the watch a little bit early, but then we just kind of cruise up until like 5 minutes. It's really annoying how these axes don't scale to like 5-minute intervals, but we've got like our spike right there at 5 minutes, right? Like that's, I sprinted there, returned to base pace, and then kind of held it right around that average heart rate, which was 156, I believe. Usually it's a little bit lower, but this is my 3rd out of 3 training days, so I'm taking a rest day tomorrow, and so I'm pretty fatigued today. So that heart rate's probably why that heart rate's a little bit higher. Also didn't have the fan on me. Usually I'm like in the gym with the fan on me. Today I biked outside in this heat, so it was a little bit warmer, sweating a lot more. So yeah, you can see again, like right around that 10-minute mark. This doesn't line up perfectly. I started like 30 seconds late, so around that 10-minute mark, we got another spike, 15, 20, and 25. And then kind of cruise through the finish line, and then I probably hopped off the bike right around there, and then you can see like the heart rate just plummets right after I get off the bike. Other than that, I had some deadlifts that I was going to film, but my phone ran out of battery. And that deadlift workout was pretty brutal. It was a 5-minute AMRAP of deadlifts at 385 pounds, which I think is, I don't know what percent of my 1 rep max is. My 1 rep max is like 450. So whatever that is. That was a lot harder than I thought it would be, and then I just finished out with some push press, and then had a bunch of skill work for like my gymnastics I worked on, and a lot of like lower body accessory work with like a bunch of split squats and some other stuff that I kind of finished the day out with. So yeah, that was today's training, and I'll upload this, and then Caitlin can look at it and see. She did a really good job of not resting, so I'm sure she'll be pleased with the video footage. But yeah, other than that, on the next Metcon, see how that one goes.